Hi, I'm Kathy Meehan, and today I'm requesting that as you think about giving to St. Vincent de Paul, you keep in mind the garden we do, and think about giving a little extra so we can keep this garden going. We call it the Lacey Garden, even though it's on Phelan Road in Fitchburg. It's about 1.5 acres, and we produce 10,000 pounds of food a year that we give to the food pantry. This requires a lot of seed, it requires plants, it requires upkeep on the machinery that we have, so there's always a need for more for the garden. It's really helped the last couple years. We've had enough money to have nice plastic mats around our tomato plants. That's really helped them produce, and around our green beans. Let me tell you about a night at the garden and the green beans. We have 3 rows about 100 feet long of pole beans. That's a lot of beans. We use 5-gallon buckets to harvest them, and then we sit and put 2 pounds of beans in a plastic bag. We needed to do that this year because of COVID and no touching. So that means on a good night, 50 families the next day will have 2 pounds of fresh beans. We have upwards of about 100 volunteers that come out to the garden. On any night, there's maybe 15 people out there, but sometimes groups come out. We've had groups from the Badger sports teams, and some companies around town have sent groups. One group that we had that was very special was a camp for middle school kids from Lucier. So they come out to the garden and they meet Tom, who is chief of the garden, and they have a little introductory session. And Tom asks them, well, how many of you know how to hoe? Well, about 3/4 of them raised their hand. And Tom looks a little suspicious and said, where did you learn how to hoe? Well, they answered, on Minecraft, which is a video game. So we told them that it was a little different doing it in real life, and that one important rule was don't put the hoe above the waist, which I appreciated, hoeing next to some of these big boys. But they did fine. And on that particular night, when they learned how to hoe, we also looked at watermelon that were just starting to grow. And there were some blossoms and some little watermelons, smaller than a tennis ball. But they were quite excited that at the end of summer there was going to be watermelon for them to take. So I don't want to take up all your time, but I do want you to know that the gardens are a special place with a lot of involvement, and produce a great product, and we would appreciate your support.